Welcome back to part 2 of the Gouritz River adventure, or day 2, which proved to be a rather long day. Good morning from the banks of the Gouritz River. We're woken up to a bit of a grey morning, slight drizzle in the air, but it is still very magic next to the river here. So today is going to be one of the first of maybe 2 crossings today of the Gouritz, natural crossings. We're hoping to cross the river to that point over there. Checked it out yesterday, chatted to the farmer. He says it's pretty firm underneath, so it should be fine. So we're gonna go, and I've got my neighbor in the campsite, Pete, has offered to spot me with his 4x4 in case we run into trouble. So there appear to be 3 levels of camping. I'm standing on the top one, and then there's one down. And believe it or not, below that tree line towards the river is another. So they all appear to have nice views. If you look at this on the top level, how cool is this little Ryberg, overlooking the river down there. Little stone seat, little table, very, very cool. And of course, in the distance, on the lowest level, is that awesome Troopy. These are the ablutions. You can see unisex or family, then female, male showers. So they're coming back out. So that sign, and the female. And the male. How cool is this wash up area? That's what you want to do when you're camping. Washing up your dishes with that view. Proper working farm. Old school. So we just left camp after having had a chat with the farmer's son. The water crossing that I was hoping to do, he tells me his father will do, but in a tractor. Now, I know the Troopy is a bit of a tractor, but I'm not prepared to risk it, as there's no one on the farm today to help rescue me. So we're going to attempt a second water crossing, which he says is slightly shallower, to get us onto the island that's in the middle of the Gouritz River. As the river comes down, an island separates them. Interestingly, the island is also divided into 2 itself, with Mossel Bay district to the east and Hessequa municipality to the west. You can also see the route we chose not to take and the route we're planning to take. So he said turn left at the caravan farm, which I've done. Time to check this out. But first, see where I'm heading before I enter into this river. Always important to walk the river. Check at that depth there. We're about to hit my nads before you take your car across. Right, it's a little water crossing. Come on. That is freaking insane, people. So we walked this little section full of cow paddies and goodness knows what all. It looks to be quite soft, so I hope I don't get stuck in it. Oh, lucky we're through the bank to sec. The embankment. Having made it onto the island and up the embankment into what appears to be a cow field, I go in search of the road I'd seen on Google Maps. Oh, there we go, yeah. Very much a cow path here. What appeared to be a track on Google Earth reveals itself to be a simple single track, and I'm forced to find a workaround. Beautiful river here. Oh man, I don't know what I wanted to drive up here. I'm just going to follow the cow prints. Oh wait, but there's another print that looks like a track. That is so cool. I think we're on the track. So that in the V of the mountains is our campsite from last night. On the left here is the island, and quite interestingly is a lot more rock The other side is very sandy. I realize you've got to have a lot of patience when you're trying to do something like this. I've come across, I think I'm on the other side of the river, but I can't seem to find a way up the embankment. The embankment is pretty riddled with kameeldurung, and so I'm busy walking because it's quite bumpy, and I just don't want to get stuck. So when in doubt, follow the irrigation pipe. It will lead you to civilization. And we emerge into society again. Back onto a normal road. How cool was that? I don't know about you lot, but I found that really, really fun. We literally didn't have a path. We had to make it, find it. Very old roads, and over onto the other side, and now just cruising through some villages, and it is just beautiful. You can see the view here. Look at that view of the Gouritz River. Ah, just beautiful. Communities like Base Blaas exist all over Africa, and it's wonderful to see how people are very creative in creating a place for themselves. Here is another prime example of what I was talking about. Old buildings. Slate. Wow. Always be careful going in like this. This is a lovely space for snakes to live. Wow, but this is right up on the mountain here. Hello's behind it. This is very, very cool. And check out that view. I was going to say of the Gouritz, but hey, look at that Troopy. Just spotted another river crossing, which I'm going to see if we can do instead of the one that I had planned for earlier. I don't know where it takes me, but I'm going to see. So I've chatted to these guys from Water and Sanitation, and they've pointed out the correct fence. He's now even opening the gate for me to go down to this river crossing. Now we are going into uncharted territory again. I don't know where I'm going, what I'm doing. This looks very doable. Very, very doable. And it appears the cars have come through here before, so I'm not going to stress. Just going to put it into low range and off we go. Let's go check it out. So that wasn't a difficult river crossing. It was a little slippery and a little rockery. It's actually an old slipway that's collapsed completely under the water line. But now I'm on the other side of the river, the same side I started this morning, and I have no idea where this road is going. There's nothing on Tracks for Africa, so I'm literally driving in the middle of nowhere. So the question is, again, as happened yesterday, I hope we're not on somebody's farm and we're gonna get in trouble. Yikes, let's do it. But this pass is pretty awesome. That's quite a nice shot. The river winding its way up. See there, that's the island we just came across. When the river winds down Having met up with another locked gate, I have to turn around and head down back what I would say is rather a beautiful little pass and go in search of the next river crossing. Back to farming country. Decided to come back over the river and go and seek the third crossing, which I'd marked out on my GPS. And wow, look at those beautiful birds. We go this way, or do we go that way? I don't know. Looks very much riverish. This river crossing, shown on Google Maps and on Tracks for Africa, appears to be very much overgrown and closed off. So that's where Google Maps takes you, into the bushes. It shows a pathway through, but I'm afraid that ain't happening. This road sort of just comes to an end over here in front of me. Coming in search of what Tracks for Africa says is a deep river crossing, but all I see is sheep. So yeah, that's not happening. It was a bust. The entire riverbank is overgrown. You can see from that one entrance point that's been fenced off, it's completely collapsed. There's just nothing to drive through. So now we have to regroup and figure out which route we want to take. So I'm not quite sure which route I want to take. So we've decided to not go back the same way, but rather go through Herbert Dale on the main road and then see where this crosses the Gouritz river. So that's where we're headed now. Just arriving in Herbert Dale. Named after James Benton Herbert, Herbert Dale was established in 1865. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Herbert Dale. Leaving Herbert Dale in the direction of Albertinia, I come across the Landcruiser River and decide to investigate. Here endeth the road. This is the old crossing. Check these things going mad. Sure. It's lekker, né?
I'm at one.
Ja, now they're all coming to show me their fish. Dis ook, how many, wat maak julle met die vis? Gaan julle eet? So these guys are all collecting fish. They've all got Coke bottles with fish, things like that. And they are now taking it up to the dam, which is up there somewhere. And they're going to put them in the dam so that they get bigger. That's their plan. So they fish them out lower downstream and then they take them to the dam. Kids were fishing in there, collecting fish and putting it in the dam. Quite industrious of them. Then they can catch bigger fish in the dam. So because the fish can't grow in the little water in the Landcruiser River, they then take it and then it grows bigger in the dam. That's awesome. There was a noticeable climb out of Herbert Dale, quite a steep hill up towards Albertinia. So you can see that we are getting up much higher. So this is another crossing of the Gouritz River. Seems very unassuming, but I will tell you, and I'll show you in a minute, the view to the right up the gorge is absolutely stunning. I think I would love to just drive up there. So the is some water in here, a little bit. Let me show you this view. Isn't that absolutely picturesque? That is beautiful. While I can't drive up the canyon, I do discover later on a Google search that there's a hiking trail called Die Poort. Just finished Troopy Pass. We're currently descending to Gouritz River Pass. There we're going down into the valley. We're an estimated 2.5 kilometers from the Gouritz River. I'm assuming it's down there somewhere. We'll climb back out. There the Gouritz goes. Here you have the drift, the river crossing. It goes back up. This is actually a fantastic pass. Really enjoying it. Who knows in which video we had another grader? Comment below. So the other side of Gouritz River Pass, exiting the river, is concrete because it is such a steep incline. You can hear the car groaning in first up this hill. Poor little 1HZ engine. You won't believe it, but we're still on the Gouritz River Pass. It's quite a long one, but quite nice. I mean, I've enjoyed it. We're busy heading to the Ryberg Pass, which takes us over to Carletsdorp, and that will be our next stop for the evening. In Cape Town, we have the R300, which has 4 lanes in 2 directions. Welcome to the R327, 1 lane in both directions. The wind really is pumping today up here. Really feel like you're up in the mountains. Take a look at this, very cool. Cloud coming over and then scooped up over the next one. Very, very cool. start of the Ryberg Pass, I assume, as there's a Ryberg Lodge there. And there's a Troopy campsite for bikers, hikers, travellers, camping, settler. And then there is Van Wyksdorp. How far is Van Wyksdorp? Oh, so many things here. Looks like quite the little travellers. Stop. Van Wyksdorp Mall. There's a mall. Van Wyks. Yeah, no man. We're gonna go check the mall. Let's go see if we can see Van Wyksdorp. This Acus told me I must follow him into Van Wyksdorp. He says this is Van Wyksdorp. The town is just here on the left. Spekboom restaurant. This is Van Wyksdorp. Klein Karoo. Wow, look at this lekker. This is the mall. This is the mall. So the Van Wyksdorp Mall is a general store of everything you can imagine. You can just, it's the clothing store, it's the hardware, it's the restaurant, it's everything. That looks like a lekker plek to be in town. Look at the bar area. So that was pretty cool. Nice of that guy to show me to the store, the mall. And I think I might stay there sometime. It actually looks pretty cool. Lots of little guest houses, lots of quaint little places to eat food, have a good time. So yeah, next time I think a lot of bikers probably use it as a stop off. Onward to Ryberg Pass. Yes, the crazy has bitten. It does bite sometimes, you know. Right in the tooth. And then you're all very weird. And as we climb the pass to Ryberg Pass, we have got a little loopy. The day has become long. It is 20 to 4. We're only getting to a place at 20 past 5. I've had enough. I'm tired. I want a beer. Hell, what the hell? I think, hold that thought. I'll go get a beer. Right, the crazy has gone crazy. A little long. Yeah, man. Aren't you thirsty? Now, doesn't that make you thirsty? Doesn't it make you thirsty? Oh, yes. Right, let's do this. Oh, be still my beating heart. That tastes delicious. I wouldn't try this at home, kids. So, Ryberg Lodge to the left. There's a pool to swim in it. Mount Pool in Wild Olives Estate, whatever. And that's interesting. There's a gate closing off this pass. I wonder why. Ryberg Pass proved to be a wonderfully scenic drive. added a route that went to the Gouritz River. Beautiful aloes. What is that tree? Shepherd's bush, no? My gosh, this is a nice drive. So random. So worth it. So I've actually come to a gate that says Gouritz Biosphere. So this is the Gouritz Cluster Biosphere that I've just pulled into. I'm not sure if it's private or if it's government, but I'm kind of suspecting private because it says www. I hope they don't mind me joining them. Maybe they even have a campsite, and then I don't have to go through to Carlsdorp. I'll just camp here tonight. Pretty cool. I've just been past a sign that says Overdrift, so that is, if I correctly translate it, old wagon weir, bridge or weir, I'm not sure which, but basically it's a way over the river. So here we are back at the river. I'm gonna go test it. It's actually flowing pretty strong. I don't want to get in trouble going through it. Another Gouritz crossing. I don't know if you noticed, well you will have noticed, the drone footage switches around. I go across the river and then the intention is to get to Carlsdorp a different way on the other side of the river, but when I looked at Tracks for Africa, quite a ways up the road it showed a locked gate. Now it's getting late and I didn't feel like going all the way to a locked gate and turning around, so I turned around and we came back through the river, and now we're heading to Carlsdorp, back past the Ryberg pass, so we'll be back on that shortly. One thing I have noticed up here on the plateau is the colour of the sand has got very red. It was very red compared to the past, but I assume the past must be laid with some sort of laterite or sorts. Here we are, back at the road. That sprung upon me a little quickly. Ryberg Pass. Here we go, off to Carlsdorp. Seem to be constantly climbing here. And I wonder if we're going to drop down to Carlsdorp at any point. Gripping hairpin bends. This is about the best one. I've had way worse where we're having to turn on a ticky, and the Troopy don't do that. This is quite a nice little section here. The road is just so pulled up because of people. Obviously, traction. Feeling a little bit like a Dakar rally driver now that I'm off that pass and onto a proper dirt road. Speed come across this weir on the Gamka River, which feeds the Gouritz River. So that's pretty much that day. Lots of river crossings. Been a hell of a lot of fun. Started off hugely exciting. Now I'm hoping I'm going to get a campsite. It's already 6:15 in the evening. I haven't booked, but I'm hoping they'll have a spot for me. And yeah, then tomorrow morning early, hopefully we can try and find the source of the Orange River. I've found some tracks on Google Earth to a spot, and we will go in search of it. Here we arrive at the Karoo Water Guest Farm. Reception. There's somebody. So it was closed when I got here. I then saw some campers inside. They'd actually locked this place up, and I went up to one of them, asked them, how do I get in? Do you have a disc or something? They said no, and they just gave me the code. So I'm going to camp, technically illegally tonight, but we'll pay them in the morning. And here we are at camp. Tent set up in 2 seconds flat. Fire's going. The Troopy is open, and we are gonna braai. Dinner. Steak and 2 sausages, nicely vacuum packed by my Stolbe butcher. I am going to make, these rolls are 2 days old. I'm gonna make Ryberg's out of them. Chuck those 2 on the same grid, and we have liftoff. A little pre-dinner drink and a little after-dinner drink. So here we have it. Delicious sirloin steak. Sorry, the sausage is gone already. Very nice. Ryberg's, look at that cheese. Oh, very good. I'm going to enjoy this. Good night. Beautiful morning sunrise. To go and look at the source. By the looks of the hill ahead, I think it's changed to low range. Second. Definitely low range driving. Very rocky, very steep. So I hope I manage to get to the source. There's a beautiful, well, what looks like a beautiful viewpoint at the source. Between now and getting to the source, I'm going to be doing some good morning stomach exercises. The active Troopy gym is now in session. I don't know what I got myself in for here, but there's no turning around, unfortunately. I'm in low one and I'm crawling. I still want to get to a point where the rocks now start to slip away out underneath me. There appears to be an electrified gate ahead. I hope I can get through. And I hope it's not electrified. Well, now that I'm up here, getting the gate, it's as good a time as any to show you that view. Man. Look at that. Got back in the car and realized there's this cable holding the two pieces of pole together. Okay, I can't reach there. And that. So I need to test the load bars. Yeah, the load bars should get under it. So the angle is, the slope is so steep that I've decided I've got to switch the car off with the handbrake on. Oh, and then me almost go far with the handbrake on and the gears in place, because damn, it is steep. You can see the Troopy's at like a heck of an angle there. And of course the next bit is letting go the handbrake and pulling off without wheel spinning all these rocks. That was a really good one. So we have reached the cell phone tower. Now I need to regroup because Tracks for Africa has just lost its shit. It's lost the track that I put into it. So it's not even following the waypoints that I put into it, which is a little bit annoying. So I'm going to have to pull out Google, because fortunately we have a Vodacom tower and I'm Vodacom, so there we go. These Vodacom towers are pretty amazing. To think that they're put up in the middle of nowhere. This tall tower. And you must check all the power coming into this thing. I mean, there's a full-on meter room and the whole I mean, imagine generator as well. Electricity. Yeah, all of that has to get up here. That electrical cable comes from somewhere. Kids, don't try this at home. Definitely shouldn't be doing it alone, but hey, there's Troopy in Africa. Speedo. I reached the turnoff that I have marked off, which is this section here. It's pretty gnarly going down, besides the very sharp corner that I've got to take. And then I've been looking up ahead over there. It just seems to disappear. So I don't know if you can see over there. That's the track that I'm currently on, which goes up there. There is a fine little hint of a path over there. So I don't think we're going to take that one. It also goes extremely close to the cliff face, so I don't really want to end up. So that's a pity, because it looked like there was a bit of a lookout spot. I am going to in turn take this road in the hopes that we get a bit closer and I can send the drone, because there is no wind. It's now become so overgrown and unused the path that in places I'm kind of losing the path a little. Not enough to get lost. Whoa, there's a termite mound in the road. Oh dear boys, I don't really want to kill you. I'm gonna get around you. Let's try. Save the termites! Save the termites! Now I'm just driving in the middle of nowhere. What are these? I need to let people know. The people must know what these little bushes right at the tippy top of the mountain are. They look hella like tomatoes. They even grow like tomatoes. But it's a different leaf. Do let us know. I officially have lost the road. I don't see any road anymore. There's some grass which might be hiding where the road used to be, but I've checked on Google, and we seem to be as close as we're going to get to it. So I'm going to go check there and see if I can see it. Sucks for me. This mountain Troopy here, I thought that was a much lower point than where I am now. And the confluence is just the other side of that. And if I want to go on that, I need to get onto that trail. But just down in there, there's also a game fence which is blocking off that end. So I wonder if that's why it's not been traveled, because there's a game fence preventing you from getting through. So I'm going to send the drone up high and for a little distance, and hopefully it comes back. This is why we have drones, so we can go and get a look. So, was our Gouritz River mouth to source trip a success? I'm going to go ahead and say yes. I saw some amazing places, traveled some amazing passes, stayed at one camp that was just magic, was the Gouritz River guest farm and eco camp. Magnificent place, reminded me of being on the South Luandla River at Bridge Camp in Zambia, the way it winds through around that island. Yesterday going past all those aloes, that was magic. I guess let's talk highlights. I would say that the Gouritz River guest farm, that was one highlight. Second highlight was Van Beeksdorp. I didn't spend much time there. I went into the mall, but I wouldn't mind going back there and just staying a night there or two and just catering inside that mall. And then seeing those aloes yesterday, that was just amazing, that red sand. And then of course this morning is magic. Being up here on this mountain, looking down and knowing the source is there. I mean, I can't see the source from here, but having sent the drone and knowing full well it's just over that Troopy, I don't think that you can actually ever really see it from the top here. You'd have to hike right into the gorge. But yeah, that is absolutely magic. So just for fun, now that you've got this far, let me know in the comments section, How many times did I cross the Gouritz River? And how many water crossings were included? Till next time.